Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bloomers Live, where we chat with the cast, everyone else that put the show together of Bloomers. They just had their latest episode, which is called The Whole Truth. And if you haven't seen it yet, you must check it out. My name is Gerrard Panahon, and I'm going to introduce you guys to the cast of Bloomers that we have here tonight. So on your very right, I got it right this time, hey now, we have Matt Palazzolo, the creator and executive producer. Matt, let everybody know what your Twitter handle is so they can stalk you.
My Twitter handle is @MattPalazzolo. That's MattPalazzolo. Palazzo, below.
Okay, Palazzo, you better get it. All right, and then you have right next to Matt, Fernanda Espindola. Did I get that right?
That's perfect.
Executive producer, Boo. What is your Twitter handle?
I'm at Manda, the end of my first name, Manda 1336. 1336.
Get it. All right. And then you have to Fernanda's left. You have Holly Holstein, who plays Karen. How are you, Holly?
Great.
What is your Twitter handle?
At Holly Holstein.
See, it's that simple. She's just like, that's what it is. And of course, to Holly's left, you have Swati Copula. How'd I do?
Pretty good, pretty good. There's really no wrong way to say my name.
Do it right, make it happen.
My name is Swati Kapila, and my Twitter handle is @SwatiKapila. I'm not
No,
just
but
find me.
yes, you can. So here's the thing: like, if you check #Bloomers Live, you can find everybody on Twitter. Yeah. I sent a tweet earlier, so if you're ever lost, just #Bloomers Live, BLOOMERSLIVE. Hooked on Phonics works for me. We're going to talk about the episode The Whole Truth really quickly. This is what we saw this week. So the episode centers around a drunken night. That's right, a little bit of alky. And who is at the center of this? Our own Karen. That's right, Holly. You did it. Oops, you did it again. She was in her underoos in an alley. It's a little bit sketchy. You're like, oh my God, I hope she's okay. But you're like, wow, I've had those nights before. You know you have. So long story short, she's like trying to figure out what's going on, and then she kind of regrets trying to figure out what's going on because it kind of was hard to figure it out. But of course, to help her along is Swati. She was like playing the cop. She was having a moment. She was having a good old time. And we will go into that further in a bit. All right, so guys, bloomerstheseries.com. That's where everybody can find you. If you guys don't know, please visit. Watch the whole series now. There's season 1. We're in the middle of season 2. We were just talking during the break about how the episodes just aren't long enough. Even though they're twice as long as the first season. Can someone please help me in my fix here? What are we going to do about that? I'm just going to ask you right now.
When we get our HBO deal.
Yeah, when we get our HBO deal.
4 hour long.
I'm going to write episodes as long as Seven Samurai. And then, we'll be set.
I appreciate
and
that.
And just as cool.
I do get that a lot. Still, like, we doubled the length of the episodes, and I still get, the episodes go by so fast. Make them longer.
And it doesn't feel like twice as long either.
No,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Very well.
And then people are like, great, so I saw all these, now where do I find the next one? I'm like, you gotta wait. And they're like, why? Why do you wait?
I know, they're masochists here at Bloomers. So.
I feel like people are starting to get with Bloomers the same way that a lot of them feel about, I don't know, Games of Thrones or whatever, where they have to wait until the whole season is over and then just do a marathon.
Yeah.
But please don't do that. Watch every week.
I know some people that just like that, they're very tempted to do that.
I know.
You can find Bloomers all over the interwebs. So on Twitter @Bloomers_series, Facebook.com/BloomersTheSeries, YouTube.com/BloomersTheSeries, and on Google Bloomers. The featured artist in this week's episode was Kevin Spodnik, so make sure to visit the website bloomerstheseries.com/music to hear that awesome music and to learn more about Kevin. Thank you for working with Bloomers, Kevin. We love you.
Is that the song they're dancing to? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. I love it.
And who doesn't love when Swati dances? Okay, can we just get more of that?
Yes.
There is some more, actually.
No.
And we actually do have some more coming up. We have an episode where we're dancing together.
Oh.
No, actually, your dancing is great. My dancing is purposely bad.
Then we're going to have to see Fernanda's dancing as well.
Dancing. Yeah.
Cannot wait. So I understand that there's going to be a Pride broadcast, that the Bloomers is going to be on the LA Pride Parade broadcast.
Yes.
So please look out for that. Again, hashtag Bloomers Live to find out everything regarding Bloomers. You guys are pretty good with the Twitter, with the Twitters. So I think people can know that they can go there and get the latest on you guys.
Yes.
Also, you guys just did an interview with Our Heart Radio. Thank you. Quick snippet. Talk to us. Go.
Thanks, Our Heart. It was really fun. We talked a little bit about the story of season 2. We talked about what it's like to be independent content creators, which is a really difficult thing to do, to create your own content. But we talked about how it's becoming more common right now, and people are paying attention to independent content. It's amazing. And we also gave a tiny preview of how this season will end.
I know. Chrissy, our host, was really trying to get the inside scoop, and we're like, we can't tell you!
It's just that it's insane. It's crazy.
All right, so thank you, Our Heart Radio. A little bit about me, how I found everybody here at Bloomers. I'm a friend of Alex Paris, who's UPM, as Swathi told me. There's a lot of stuff on the show, and he was like, you've got to meet everybody. And so, of course, I'm addicted. I'm now super fan. So if you guys have like a shirt you want to throw at me or something, groupie right here. I'm on YouTube. I have a show on YouTube called Filipino Food Fridays where I make a new Filipino dish each week. So if you guys are ever hungry, I got you.
We eat like every day.
Maybe we should do an episode of your show where it is Filipino Bloomers inspired food.
Yes, I'm Filipino, by the way.
See,
I don't know how that works.
There's
but
the connection.
Somehow,
my brother-in-law is Filipino. Does that make me like honorary?
Yes. You are in.
I'm a vegetarian Filipino, which does not make sense in all space and time.
No. That means you eat pork, right?
It means I do eat pork.
According to Filipinos, yes.
This is true. All right. You guys need to know that Bloomers is featured on We Love Soaps. So check this out. You can vote for Bloomers every week. Okay, there are 4 categories that we want to make sure that you are aware of. Go to welovesoaps.net every Sunday. The contest opens, and I believe it closes at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So you can vote on this week's episode. You want to vote for actor, episode, actress, and couple. I believe last week we had Bloomers that got 6th place. Not too shabby. For a couple, we had Clarissa and Gail at 3rd. Okay. We had actor. Okay. Hashtag lesbianic. I love it. Okay. So we had Matt at 5th, and then we had Fernanda at 3rd. Not too bad. Not too bad. So make sure that you guys check out welovesoaps.net and vote for Bloomers every freaking week. Okay. Now, I'm just curious to know, I'm going to throw this right at you, put you on the spot. So do you think, we have a question on Twitter from Jimmy the Robber. We're going to start with you, Jimmy the Robber. He says, Gerrard, are you going to be on Bloomers at some point?
Yeah.
Jimmy, I don't even think that's up to me. Look at you putting the whole cast on the spot. Can I?
It depends. How much food can you cook?
Oh! I can cook a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So don't you worry about that. I can cook a lot of food. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you, Jimmy the Robber. Mwah. I really don't know him, but we can be friends now.
Yeah.
All right, so can we just get right into the questions for the show? Because I got some questions for you guys.
Okay.
So can I begin with the Law and Order theme? First of all, that was fun. How did that come about? Because I'm sitting here going, this is fun. Kind of borrowed it, and I love it. Talk to me.
Well, when doing an investigation episode, what other choice do you have? That's what it boils down to. And how, what better to pair with who done it, who vomited in my purse plotline than with a show that is time honored,
close to all of our hearts.
Yes,
and it's so iconic.
Yes.
You know, it's something that we can borrow and parody or honor.
Yes.
In a way that anyone that watches our episode knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
It knows it's Law and Order.
Everybody knows Law and Order, just like everybody
Yes.
knows what it's like to wake up not remembering what the fuck happened the night before.
That is pretty spectacular. I got a tweet. So I told everybody that I was going to be meeting with you guys tonight, and I got a little bit of tweet. And so at Chris Braun SM wrote, "Is it wrong I'm judging the drunk girl of the episode? Because I am. Hashtag wasty face. Hashtag bloomers." How does that make you feel?
I, Holly, don't care. Judge whoever you want.
And how do you think Karen would feel?
Yeah, you know what? I think she'd shake it off.
She's dealing with a lot. I
Yeah.
think she's dealing with a lot.
I think Karen has a bigger
Wears it as
heart
a badge
than
of
we.
honor, though.
Yeah.
Like her exploits. I don't.
She owns it, yeah, which I
Yeah.
think is she's not a victim at all. No, which is
No.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what else we got here, because we got one more question from Twitter that was just handed to me. Okay, here we go. From Sweet Secret Kisses.
I love it already.
This is fun. Okay, so Sweet Secret Kisses, you tweeted, "Matt, are you writing season 3?
Funny you asked that question, because even though I made a rule where for myself that I'm not allowed to start writing season 3 till we're done with everything with season 2, I have been writing season 3. And I just have to say that the first episode of season 3 might start with Holly completely naked. and the last scene of the first episode of season 3 might end with Holly completely naked.
I am loving
like
this.
it.
Yes.
And Gracie liked it too.
And
by the
Gracie
way.
the dog.
My dog.
Yeah. Yes. And a few others of us naked as well.
Oh boy.
So don't
Yeah.
you worry.
Everyone should get naked.
It's like girls. It's like we're just like girls. We should
Yeah.
get naked.
We're always naked.
Yeah.
And we all have famous parents too, by the way.
Yes.
I know, we do.
We do.
Just
Very
in
famous. Very famous.
I love it. So, of
Share.
course, I had someone ask what the story was with Fernanda. Is she pregnant or is she in AA?
Wait, what? In AA? You drink?
See, I think we had
Oh,
someone
because I
that
said I
hadn't
miss
seen.
drinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
See?
yes.
Look at
No.
you dropping clues. Look at
I
you.
know. So in the scene, I do, when Vaughn asked me, how am I doing? And I said, honestly, I do miss drinking. I am not in AA. I am pregnant. I mean, the character is. And I feel like drinking, it really is, with the exception of our Swathi,
Joanna
character. All our friendship really boils down to getting together at a bar and drinking together. And so I feel like
That's all we got.
That's all we got. That's the only way we bond. No.
Swathi, talk to me. Who were you modeling your character after when you were playing that hardcore investigator/prosecutor? You were giving it in this episode, girl.
I do watch an embarrassing amount of Law and Order. I mean, and then when I was in New York, I found myself on that set a bit. So I definitely was, basically. I mean, I'd say the original Law and Order more than SVU and Criminal Intent. Like, I love the dry, pages of courtroom jargon stuff. That's amazing. I mean, those actors really can bring it.
See, these guys are serious, okay? They're not just hanging out around some wine, with a camera. They are working hard. They
I
are
know, it's
working
like,
hard.
speak for yourself with no hanging around with wine in our hands.
Is that Hollywood
Working very hard.
Savino? You better get it. We have a tweet here from @FancyPants ATX.
Uh-oh.
All right, so it's to Matt Palasolo. Did I say that right, Boo Boo?
Yeah, you did.
Love the Law and Order sound effect. At least I think it's a Law and Order sound effect. Never seen that show. Hashtag the whole truth.
Travesty.
Now, where does that come from? Is it like a marimba and like a cymbal and like a whole bunch of things, or how does that work?
That sound is so iconic.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine it being created by an instrument.
Okay.
I think it's like an alien message.
That was
Yeah.
a movie Contact, right?
Yeah, it's a movie Contact, and they heard it, and they're like, "Yep, that's it. That is going to signal a location change."
I cannot wait, Fernanda, until you start showing.
Oh, that's coming up.
Because I'm sitting here we've all watched shows throughout the years and watched these women get bigger and bigger, and I always want to know how they do it. So can you give us a quick tip? Have you already filmed anything with a bump and
We
how that works?
actually impregnated her.
Because we're all about method acting. It's all about method acting.
Someone out there is going to
That's why she has water. Do
It
you
was very
see?
scientific. Shot some stuff in there. And
watched it grow.
Oh my goodness.
You know, we have a very expensive production here. So my baby bump was made of several layers of. It all started with a Halloween
pregnancy
belly that was like this big, but like hollow. So if you pushed on it, it just go boom. So it wouldn't actually work. And also, it was a 9-month pregnancy belly.
Yeah,
so that didn't quite work. So Matt came with some scissors and some skills and cut it down. But then we still had any ties in the back. But we still had the problem of the hollowness. So I would stuff it with my panties. Because it was the most malleable thing, like little pieces of things instead of like one bulky.
I love it.
So I would stuff it with a lot of underwear. And then I had this thing that's actually made for pregnancy, for pregnant women. It's kind of like a band that stretches, but it goes around your belly and it gives it support.
Yeah.
So it kind of held in the shape.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of heat happening right here.
So is it heavy? I mean,
no, it wasn't heavy at all. It was stuffed with panties, with thumbs.
Right.
I mean, it was really nothing.
I really hope there's an outtake with like underwear coming out.
Actually, in that one scene that we do in the alley, there was one point that I had to like go down to the floor.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I actually broke the scene because I started laughing because as I went down, the dress rolled up and you could see things coming out. And it completely lost I lost my concentration. I had to restart.
Wait to see it.
And I've got to say that once you do start showing, there are scenes that involve her running. As soon as she starts showing, I wrote in scenes, Francesca runs. Francesca runs.
And once you bit it.
Yeah.
I once really made myself familiar with the concrete in downtown LA.
See.
My head and the concrete are really good friends right now.
So make sure you guys are subscribed, youtube.com/Bloomers, this series, because this is coming up. Look at you getting exclusives right here at Bloomers Live. Now, I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I love me some Los Angeles. Let's talk about how, difficult or maybe easy it is to film, because all of a sudden it was raining. It was raining. I was like, oh, look, it's raining. I mean, the show must go on. How does that work? I mean, are you guys, stopping bums? Are you guys, saying, hey, rain, kick it? Talk to me.
It really was. We paid for a rain machine.
It was sunny that day, and we put up light blockers, and the sprinkling is CGI. It was a big CGI.
We hired some people that were walking down the street and gave them spritz bottles.
Yeah, the guys at Home Depot, we swung by, we don't need you to move anything, but could you spray these for 2 hours?
There was a time, I think a few scenes, where we really highly considered paying a saxophonist to play down the block because they were just ruining everything in downtown, all of our sounds. So we were we were all kind of shy. We're like, should we just pay him something? Just stop playing.
Go play somewhere else, please.
And I wonder how often that happens to him. I don't know. Probably more often than we realize. Yeah.
Question for Swati, who isn't drinking on the show either, because if you know her beliefs, and I respect that. So we got at Trojan States, another question from our tweeps, our folks in Twitterland. She wrote, hey, watch that Bloomers episode. Funny, what bar was that filmed in? I know you guys addressed it last week, but for the uninitiated, please.
Oh, I forget the name of it. It's in the Valley. We filmed in so many bajillion locations that they all mix together.
Well, this episode...
I wasn't even there that night, right? Because it was
We'll say there were 2 locations for the bar. This one was a mix of the Surly Goat and Carlito's Way in the Valley. You should check them out.
Carlito's Way is amazing.
Yes, Carlito's Way.
See, the Valley isn't all that bad. I'm just saying.
It's the magic of filmmaking. You'd never know it was 2 different bars, would you?
No.
I had no idea. No,
Okay.
And it's gorgeous. You guys, tell your directors, your producers, your lighting people, or if it's all you guys look amazing. You guys look amazing.
Wow, the Oscar producer.
Wait, so you're telling us that it's the crew making us look amazing?
Well, and then you're lucky because you're going to be glowing in a minute when you're with that pregnant glow. So you're going to be super fabulous.
Well, especially when you're pregnant and running. You're glowing for all kinds of reasons.
Definitely glowing.
Now, I had a question. about how there isn't necessarily like man on man love as much as we're seeing women on women love. And I know that was intentional, and I'm actually a fan of it because we don't see that as much, you know, on shows. So how did that come about, and are we trying to send a message, yada, 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 trying to get in the Oprah questions, you know?
Well, for season 1, as a writer, I purposely avoided Brooke's love life first because I wanted to establish the rest of them first, because I feel like a lot of times when I see gay characters on TV, it's just about their love story, and you don't see anything else about them, and then once their love story is over, like the writers scramble to figure out who they are. So I wanted to establish who this guy is first, all of like his work life, his passions, his dreams, his family, and then, oh, don't you worry, there will be man-on-man action. There will be lots of man-on-man action this season.
There was a very steamy scene.
Yes, there's very steamy scenes. You meet multiple lovers in flashbacks. You will see a lot of man-on-man action.
It's quite true.
I cannot wait. And on a related note, since we're talking about the menzies, you guys work at an underwear, folks, and an underwear design place, and we see like men in underwear all the time, but we have Karen butt naked all the time. Mm-hmm. So how does that work?
Well, they make both kinds of underwear. Literally.
That's why I'm always fitting underwear in both Karen, and on a male model.
Yes,
you know?
Okay.
But our employer, or their employer, Miranda, who, as if you watch the pilot of Bloomers, I get dirty with on a bathroom floor, is clearly into the young men. So she chose to decorate the office with images of the men's and just lets Karen mill around, you know, because she works there.
But the images are all men.
Yeah.
Which, you know, me as Fernanda and me as Francesca have no problem.
I think we're all okay with that.
And I secretly think that she has no problem with, but she will never tell.
All right, so Holly, can we talk about, from your opinion, which cast member is most like their character and why? Because I want the tea. This is where you guys, and now you can talk about those that aren't here.
Well, yeah, no, in that case, it definitely would have to be Jay.
Okay.
I would say, I would say two of the male characters. I'd say Jay playing Vaughn
and Matt,
and Matt playing Brooke.
Okay.
I think they're very
especially
close.
Brooke's like quirky moments. Like
Yeah.
I really feel like you come out in those, and I love
But
it.
Matt is all the characters, I feel like. You've got aspects, they're all parts of you.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. He's been pregnant. Didn't know who the father was.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
I have woken up in an alley, perhaps.
So let's flip it. Who is least like their character?
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
mean
even
you're
a
not?
question.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean you've never woken up with your underwear at your ankles in an alley in downtown LA?
I guess not.
She's woken up nowhere but in a bed.
It might not have been hers sometimes, but it was a bed.
That's pretty accurate, I guess.
But we have talked about this in a previous chat. She, Holly is getting some of Karen in her, and I like that. And I'm thinking she's starting to have fun with that.
I'm definitely having fun with it.
And I'm very proud of her. I feel like the proud mama. I don't know why, but I do. Yeah.
One of the things that I really like about the show is I feel like I relate so much to the characters in that a lot of you guys are, with respect, a hot mess. And I think a lot of us will say to ourselves, like, oh, by such and such age, I'm going to be doing such and such. And then you just go, like, so many of us are like, well, I'm here. So how much of this have we experienced, and how much of this is like, really, that happens to people?
Definitely.
That's my favorite part of the show. Is like, oh wait, even though that we are the characters and these characters are clearly fictional, but let's be honest. Once you see it on TV, it's real, and you're like, so if it's happening to them, it's totally valid as like a problem that people face, and I face it for sure.
Totally. Yeah. When I hit 25, for some reason, I was like, I'm gonna have my shit together by 25. I'm gonna have a family. I'm gonna have my first kid around that time, and then I hit it, and I was like, what is wrong with my life? But I actually felt like my body was shutting down. I was like, I'm decomposing now.
I do feel like that occasionally.
My
I'll be
legs
driving in
are-
LA and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm slowly dying. This is what's happening
Well,
right
especially driving in LA, we are slowly driving.
Everyone's slowly dying.
I mean, dying.
Dying.
All of those. I promise you, I'm not drinking.
So can we have a personal moment from each of you guys where we wanted the truth and then we ended up not being pleased in the end and we regret having sought the truth?
Oh.
In any order. Come on, guys, give me something. Give everybody something. They're here at the live hangout.
I have a bad habit of breaking up with myself. Because all of my past relationships, my boyfriends never seem to figure out they're not happy anymore. Be like, so, what's up? And I have to pull the truth out of them. They're like, yeah, I want to break up with you.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
That's the whole truth.
that's sad.
Oh my goodness.
But
True
that's
story.
great that you
Yeah.
can
Like,
identify that.
Yeah, but I feel like anyone who has to ask about, what's wrong, there's something majorly wrong with that.
With me?
What?
Relationship.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the same way. Like, when it comes to the time when you're asking them, like, what's going on with, what's wrong?
Yeah.
They're like, well, it's done.
Ladies, anything?
I mean, I've had 2 times in my life where exactly what happens to your character happens to me, where it's like your best friend is kind of uncomfortable about actually 3 times.
Oh!
3 times!
You're in the writer's room.
Oh man, in college, in high school, and in elementary school. Not in middle school though. So
Okay.
that's because I had no
Can
interest.
we talk about the instance? What was it?
I mean, it's always like a guy. Like, okay, the guy in elementary school was like hardcore because it was like I had liked him since like kindergarten. So much so that I think that by the time I got to the 3rd grade, once I couldn't even look at him. That's how much I liked him. And then once in music class, I got the courage to look at him and then completely passed out immediately. And then when they asked me what happened, I just said I hit my elbow. I hit my elbow. Anyway, so that's kindergarten in the 3rd grade. Then 3rd grade to 5th grade is when he started dating. 5th grade dating my best friend, who they had freaking thread bracelets together, and that was the most heartbreaking thing to me. No,
You were a child, of course.
But I think that actually that shows the truth in how you react, though, in this, because I think when it's your best friend, you're just like, well, that's not in their control, and that's life, and it's just
I was
Thanks,
in
you
a
have a bad
situation
day.
I did not react that way. I was pissed. But then he turned out to be gay, so I got
Wait, Matt. No.
Yes.
Am I interrupting you or something?
my history with Matt.
So let's talk about content creation. I mean, just a tip for folks you guys first of all make it look so easy. But is there something that we can give to people, a little bit of advice to say, hey, you can do this. I know we all have ideas, but it's just a matter of, I don't know, getting funding and writing a script. I don't know. What would you tell people that want to be where you guys are, whether it's acting, writing, producing, etc.?
Oh, you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just
But
gotta
also-
do it.
I think that just because you're creating it yourself and you're not, at some, big budget level doesn't mean that you should sacrifice professionalism. And I think that that's one thing that inspired us to keep going and we've lasted this long is because it's a professional set and everybody takes it very seriously and everyone's committed and you see a lot of not that in LA. I think you can go to places.
You need
Seriously.
at least one person cracking the whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nice thing, well, yeah. But the
Tends to
nice,
be me.
the nice thing, aside
Clay
from
was great.
Fernanda always cracking the whip and Clay and Wiley and
And
everybody,
Wiley,
that
yeah.
everybody really
Everything
cracks the
takes
whip.
turns.
Yeah, everyone was
I think
really.
I think the key is to get together a group that you trust, that you're excited to work with.
That are all on the same page.
Yes, they're
How
all very
professional.
passionate about the work you're going to do together.
Because then you can
You know?
actually do it for pretty cheaply. You
Yes.
can, usually.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you have lots of
Pretty.
people involved who are really passionate about a project, suddenly everything is free. Because
I
you
agree.
have a group of people who have resources, and when people care about a project, they're not afraid to ask for those resources.
Mhm.
And then you end up with a group of people lending their talent, their skills, their resources for something they really cares about, and then it somehow turns out amazing.
Yeah.
You guys hustle though, because I was waiting, like, because I know the LA situation where you meet somebody like, let's do coffee, it never happens. The LA Flakers, right? Hashtag LA Flakers. And it's amazing to me because I was waiting for a drop off in characters between season 1 and season 2. And not in a Schadenfreude kind of bitchy way, but just in a like, you know, can they keep this? Can it be continuous? Can they have that continuity? And you guys brought it. Like, I was like, oh, they're all still there.
And a lot of actors have, you know, we have some great actors with busy schedules.
Yes.
So,
Yes, you guys are bringing
Do
it.
we want to bring them?
Yeah, one of
Do
our
it.
actors is a reoccurring character on the new show The Fosters on ABC Family. He was in the premiere last night, or Monday night, Jay Ali. He plays Timothy, one of the teachers in the school. So you should check it out, really great show. Just saying.
Okay. Did you want to add one more thing to the whole how we're here and how we're making it work? Because I hear you crack the whip, so
Well, no.
care to defend yourself?
You know,
No, no.
I'll have to say this. In season 1, I had to crack the whip a lot more. In season 2, we got a bigger team, and we brought in, as part of the production, people that I knew I could just hand the whip to, and then they would do it.
Professional whip crackers.
Absolutely. And they're happy to do it and do it well. So I didn't really have to do it as much. You know, we had Wiley and we had Clay, who just ran the set and kept everybody in check. And here's the thing, everybody, because they were so passionate about the project, everybody showed up ready.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we were able to make so much content in such short time. The actors show up ready. You know, the crew shows up ready. They know what they're doing. You know, if you just show up and you're on the same page and you're ready to go, you just shoot. You know, you don't have to be, okay, wait, where's my line again? Okay, give them the script. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We just do a rehearsal, figure out blocking, and do it.
For
Yeah.
those of you who aren't involved in the entertainment industry, doing more than, I'd say, 8 pages of script a day is a challenge. And we did between 12 or sometimes up to 17 pages
Okay,
of
brush
script a
that
day.
dirt off your shoulder.
Yeah,
You better get it.
and-
It really was.
Yeah, and it was,
Usually, like,
was
one
hard.
take
yeah,
for the
it,
most part.
yeah, it was challenging, but because everybody was on top of it, we could get away with 1 take for each shot most of the time. And
There was one day when I had 11 pages. I had 11 pages. And by the end of it, I couldn't stop shaking. Because I was like changing into so many outfits, like while we were still, like they were like
Yeah,
pressing
not even-
record as I was still.
Not even just the 11 pages, but different scenes,
Yeah,
different
different-
days in different episodes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
And you're
so
trying
Oh,
to keep
see.
trying to
Oh,
like,
so
where am
amazing.
I?
Yeah,
This
you have
is
to
part
keep
of the
track.
season.
yeah,
How do I get back to where I was? Yeah.
It works though. You cut it. They cut it together, and I'm like, oh wait. It
I'm
doesn't-
looking for scabs because you're always scratching.
I like in real life too. I'm just like,
you would never know this. A great little tidbit about this episode, episode
Please.
6, is that from the first scene of this episode, Vaughn on the telephone is the first scene we shot in the whole shoot.
Just
And
Vaughn's part.
just Vaughn's half of it. And the shot of Holly collapsing in the alley at the very end of the episode is the very last shot we shot of the shoot 3 months later.
Wow.
So this episode spans like every single shoot weekend from beginning to end. It's kind of crazy. That's how out of order we shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are hard. You guys are something else. We need to do like another like just discussion on how this works because it's amazing. It's fascinating. And of course the folks behind the camera don't get enough credit, you know, and so we'll have to bring them back on.
the scheduling.
It's it's like when you hear people getting their Oscars or their Emmys or whatever, and they always talk about the crew. They always, thank the craft service people and the makeup and the wardrobe and ADs and gaffs and all that stuff. It really is true. And all of them do, and it really is true. They don't get enough
Credit.
credit.
Accolades.
Thank you.
Hashtag.
ESL here. Sorry, sometimes I miss a word.
Especially
go
lighting.
ahead.
Like lighting.
Yeah. Oh, lighting is so important. It makes it all pretty.
Okay.
Yes.
And who does your hair? Because your curls are fierce. I'm watching them like, how is she just like perfect in every scene with them curls?
That would be our wonderful hair and makeup.
Angel Clark.
Yeah, do a quick shout out to everybody.
Shout out.
Directors, producers, just say thanks
Yeah.
real quick. Say hi to
All right.
everybody.
Producer Wiley B. Oscar.
Woo!
First AD Clay Turnage.
Yeah.
Directors Tim Ross and Henrik Zimmerman.
Oh.
Woo, woo.
Nils Tim, DP.
DP. Amazing. Made us
Amazing.
all look so pretty.
Yep.
We did.
And Angel Clark.
And John Clark makeup and hair.
We
have, what?
They brought a lot of like day players to come and like dance and do electric stuff. So I mean, we wouldn't even have that.
We've got a whole multitude of friends who came in and helped out.
And we also have one more person to say. Mr. Alex Perez, who's running the show right now.
Yes.
He's the wizard.
He's the man. Yes.
And did all our sound and is our associate producer.
Yes, he's a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
He does everything.
He does everything.
And built our website too.
He does. He posts for us on Bloomers.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I'm telling you guys, he's also the Wizard of Oz.
We have never seen him acting, but I'm quite sure that eventually he'll probably be able to do that too.
Yes, I plan on writing him into season 3. Don't worry, I've already made plans.
Can he be? Can he be in my Bollywood number?
Oh, there's a Bollywood number!
And if all else fails, he can always just flip that amazing head of hair.
Yeah. Do you think if we asked the amazing Alex Perez to come on camera and flip his hair, he would do it?
Right now?
Right now?
I think
Alex
we should.
Perez?
Alex Perez?
Come on!
Is Alex
You
blue?
gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Come
With
on.
your hair back and
Only a
forth.
Associate producer, Alex Perez.
Come on, Alex Perez.
You guys.
I was worried the beat was gonna get cut all of a
Put your
sudden.
hand
Circle. There it is.
Somebody has to be there to cut between
Exactly.
Okay. Yes, Mama.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. Yay! Oh, that's fun. Okay, so before we move on, any last thoughts on the episode or anything you want to share that we might have missed?
I would like to point out that at no point in this entire episode did Karen once think that maybe it was her that threw up.
Especially considering she blacked out. You know, I love that.
Actually, I saw that we do have another Twitter question.
Oh, here it is,
We do.
please.
Or do we have it on there so I can read the exact words? No. I saw it on my phone. I'm secretly looking at Twitter.
Okay.
It said, Holly Holstein, tell us about that cat.
Oh, the
What's
cat.
the story on the cat?
The cat actually belongs to Matt.
Okay.
His name is Professor
Xavier.
Professor Xavier, and he's a superstar. What can we say?
He's educated.
So did you put like treats in the bag to make him go in there?
Oh, that cat would not respond to treats or to food. He only responded to one thing, which was my earbuds, because he loves them to death. And I teased him with it and then put it in the bag, and then he took it. And then as soon as I finished filming it, I walked out of the room, and Holly's purse was suddenly missing. Took me a while to find it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I thought it was like CGI or something. I was like,
Well, yeah.
It was green screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That cat and I were not even in the same alley.
I was like, you guys are good. I'm not trying to watch
I
Chrissy and
cannot
figure
believe
it out.
that you noticed that. I did not notice that at all. I would not have known.
Absolutely. I was like, they're really good. All right, guys, let's move on to topical stuff because, we want to talk about stuff that's happening like this weekend in downtown LA. So being like the Filipino alliance we have here in the honorary. So this Saturday in downtown LA, there's the actual Filipino Independence Day being celebrated in historic Filipino town. So since I'm normally cooking, I'm looking forward to bringing some cash and eating a whole bunch of other people's food. So you guys must, hello, you guys are like all DTLA, so you must come down too. You might find me with a camera, eating stuff in my face.
Nice.
I'll share.
Yeah.
So is that, what day is it? Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday, parade starts at like 9, and then it's like till 4, like little festival, books, and like more food. I'll talk about his food.
And you're so skinny. I don't know how does that work?
Speaking of which, did I see you get sick in an episode?
Yeah.
I am like, okay, I hope there's resolution on that because I want to know the skinny on your skinny and your need to like do that. Sorry, look at me all like all over the board.
I don't want to give too much away about the season, but yeah, she's going through some stuff.
Seriously, man, you.
Well, we can say this much: Karen's bulimia is, or eating disorders in general, lead to a very climactic moment full of CGI. We'll say that.
Okay!
We'll say that.
Dealing with the issues here at Bloomers.
Yeah.
Watch out.
That's
All right.
what happens when people get rejected or, pointed out at by their boss. You know?
Bosses, man. Be nice.
Some
bosses.
people like throw darts at a picture of their face. Others are puking.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Ross to hit that crazy boss woman in the face. Can I just say that? I'm just because
Lila?
I'm invested. I don't like her. She's not nice to him. She is not nice to him. She offends me.
She is the polar opposite human in real life.
Oh, I'm sure she
Yeah.
is.
She's the most
I'm gonna
amazing.
see her on the street like.
Just
Yeah.
go bam.
I know, right?
She's freaking amazing in real life.
I was like, wow, she's a meanie. So I hope that there's some resolution on that too. Wow, I'm all over the board. Tweets and bloomers live,
I love
guys.
it. You're like,
Because I am like trying to get like the scoop while I'm here.
Yeah, and in fact,
So-
if you want to ask the actress who plays Mean Lila what happens later this season, go ahead and tweet Calico at Calico Coop.
At Calico Z Coop.
Yes, Calico Z Coop. I'm sorry. And Calico, don't tell anybody anything.
And I promise I'm not going to do anything mean to you. I might give you side eye, like. But
Something happens to her.
oh, Hercules! So bad. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so apparently also like scientists captured first ever molecules in a chemical reaction. I fell asleep with the wheel during that. Does anybody know
Yes,
like what happened here? Like anybody?
I haven't heard about it.
This is a me question, but unfortunately, I have not been looking at the news in the past 2 days because I've been in Merced at my cousin's graduation, not looking at the news, being a good family member
I
and
like
engaging.
that. I like that. Well, we'll have to look more into it because apparently the first bonds ever being formed were like photographed or something. So,
Oh, holy shit, that's incredible.
so
the first bombs?
Bonds.
like,
Oh.
yeah.
The process of actually bonding.
I didn't
Yeah.
pass any of those classes.
Which is really incredible because it's not as simple when molecules bond. It's just two things going like this. In order for atoms to bond to create molecules, they have smaller particles around them and they have to exchange and release them to give off and absorb energy to create the bond. So in the actual photograph, I don't know how detailed it got, but it probably looks like a phantasmical array of speckles and dots.
Stop trying to act like you don't know what's going on, Matt. Yes, you do. You could be away for 2 days and you're like, I got this.
Yeah.
Bill Nye, you out. Out. All right, so apparently also Cherise, she had a few moments on Glee. She came out as a lesbian. How do we
Cherise, the
feel
Filipino girl.
about this? Because I know that we're a very
In real
accepting
life?
show.
Because I was going to say the show is
Real
already.
life.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She went all out. She chopped off all her hair first.
Oh,
like,
nice.
it's all spiky and short.
That, if you're going to do it, you got to
Why?
make your statement.
Why do you have to chop up all your hair?
You
if
don't
you want
have
to.
You don't have to.
Can't you be like
But-
a long-haired lesbian?
No.
See,
she
Why
wanted
is that
to.
like the first step women do when they come out as a lesbian?
She wanted
There are
to.
lipstick lesbians.
Yeah.
Like on Bloomers.
Yes, there are. I'm really excited about Cherise because I love her in general. Her voice is insane. I mean, America first discovered her when Oprah had her perform, and then she did a duet with Celine Dion, which turned into Celine just letting Cherise sing, and Celine going like. But I was actually taken really off guard by her coming out. Was not expecting it because you suspect some people sometimes. And then Charice was like, "Boom, I'm a lesbian," and I think it was awesome. It was incredible.
Don't worry, Holly, your hair will grow back.
Yeah, she had gorgeous hair too.
She did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she had
gorgeous
hair.
for short.
Hey, good for you, girl.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but apparently she's now estranged from her mother and brother, which is very unfortunate.
That's sad.
But you know what? You go, Charice.
You go.
We love you.
You always have a home at Bloomers and at Filipino Food Fridays. I sent her a note on Facebook. I was
Yeah.
like, Mija, I got you. Here's what's going to happen. I will make you some lumpia, some adobo. You come over. We'll cover Lady Gaga's, telephone like you did on Glee. Can I be Beyonce? I'll be Lady Gaga. I'll be both.
Yes.
Do 2 takes, see whatever works best. But Cherise, you got love and support here. So watch Bloomers,
Yeah.
okay? Check it out. Now we're gonna go plug everybody's cast Twitter usernames because I know you want to know what the characters are really thinking. So Brooke, I believe it's Pavlov's shot.
Yes.
Can we get some background on that? How'd that happen?
Because Brooke loves science.
As you just saw.
Yes. So no, that's me, Matt, who also loves science. But Brooke Pavlov's dogs. Pavlov's, but instead of dogs, shots, because he also loves whiskey.
See,
So,
you're getting the exclusive on Bloomers Live. I didn't know there was an E in Pavlov's though. Pavlovshot.
that's a lot of letters. What?
Sorry.
You're right.
Pavlov.
Yeah, it's not. You wouldn't think that because of the way you
Does
pronounce
it have
it.
an-
But I think there is an E. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's an E in Pavlov's shot. My bad for not paying attention. Pavlovshot, and I'm not gonna go through all of them because again, #Bloomers Live, you will find them all. But real quick, Clarissa @_explains it all. No E, just explains it all. Francesca, tell me about yours @_woman.
That was difficult to say.
Okay.
Well, my character is an underwear designer. So _woman.
Emphasis on the bloomers. Okay. I think we saw yours.
You did. In episode 3, you have seen my bloomers, yes.
So for those of you that are into the ladies' bloomers, you must check out bloomers, but you all must check out, you also, and then you got Karen and
Always
every
in her
other.
bloomers.
I make it in my underwear once or twice.
An episode.
Yeah.
I know, and mine is just not very flattering, that's all. It's not a very flattering
I
name.
thought it was
It's
hot,
beautiful.
actually. Thank you. I was like, you never know. People don't be into that.
It was a fun thing to shoot, and I have to say, there were these 2 guys who were just hanging out around us, and after because we did shoot that outside on the street, like we have you in underwear on the street in downtown as well, and I kept falling and my legs up in the air, falling with my legs up in the air, and when we were done shooting, one of them walked up to me and was like, "Got balls, girl."
You're like, I had no idea. Like, I thought I had other parts.
Exactly.
Joanna, tell me about your cast members' Twitter handle.
Oh, starts with a job.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's way cooler than I am. I have to admit, and it makes me sad to admit that I'm terrified. I'm not a very terrified person in general. When it I will do daring things, but surfing does terrify me, Swathi personally. But the fact that I played this character definitely makes me I feel like I'm making emotional steps towards getting out there on the water one day very soon. So
Season 3.
maybe by season 3 I will actually. Yeah, I just have to get over my fear of sharks, which I think the way to do that is just to make sure there's always somebody way fatter in the water. Because, I feel like sharks will just be smart and go for them.
Whatever makes you feel safer.
Yes.
I don't think it would be a problem considering how teeny tiny you are.
And this is Los Angeles. Some people don't eat too much.
I'll just be like, eat them.
Super size me up in here. Okay, so Holly, yours is 0 shits given.
Yeah, I think that speaks for itself.
But I think we're learning that you actually do care more, and you're
Yeah.
deeper. You are more
Yeah.
multifaceted than we even know.
I think this is actually my favorite part of this episode. It's really fun. It has the Law and Order stuff happening. It has the 2 detectives going on. You see Francesca and Vaughn for the first time and all this stuff. But my favorite part is that you really start seeing that she cares and that she doesn't quite know how to do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really my favorite part of the episode.
Very good
Yeah.
moments in there.
Yeah.
It gets
Really good.
serious. It gets serious. And then Karen's hand was all busted. I had no idea how strong Brooke was. I had no idea.
Incredibly strong, just like the actor.
I know. You will actually see how strong he is in an episode coming out where he's doing his
Oh, yes.
workouts,
Yes, you see those.
You see those
arms at work.
gigantic biceps.
Yeah.
And then you have Ross's character Twitter username is @BUCHDABOSS. Where did that come from? Is that his last name or something?
Buchanan.
Buchanan is his last name.
Oh,
He's
on
a
the-
boss
on the show. Okay,
So Buke the boss.
@Buke the Boss is Ross's, and then you have Vaughn's @Mixalo_G. So cute. I love. Okay. All right, so make sure that you follow these Twitter handles, and you can see. I assume that there's a little bit of banter, a little bit of random thoughts, isms coming from the characters. Maybe
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
engage, ask questions, get the scoop because I want to hear all about what they're talking about. We got bulimia, we got Brooke kicking butt, like cutting people. I can't wait.
What?
What? I know.
No, I'm not cutting people. But next week.
I know, I'm confused with that cutting
No.
people.
But next week has nothing to do with
Put
me.
that in.
There is an episode that revolves around ice skating.
Yes.
With guest star, Olympian, world champion, U.S. champion skater Ty Babylonia. Guest starring
Playing
herself, playing Miss Holly or Karen Goldberg's ice skating coach, and they will duel it out on the ice.
I didn't even know Karen did ice skating. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Neither did
Okay, so make sure to subscribe to Bloomers on YouTube, youtube.com/Bloomers the series. And you can always catch a new Bloomers live Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, different from when the new episode comes out, which is at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday mornings.
Yes.
Did I get that right? So, and of course, you can also check out bloomerstheseries.com and make sure you get all the info on the website, everybody in the cast, everybody's working on the show, all the episodes. I mean,
pictures, the music.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, lots of good music on the show. And final thoughts, guys?
I don't know. Keep
We're
watching.
thoughtless.
I know.
We did a lot tonight.
Zero thoughts.
Don't judge. We
Yeah.
did a lot tonight. So
Yeah,
make sure to
we
follow
did.
the cast on Twitter at Bloomers_series. Remember, #BloomersLive. Thank you and good night. We'll see you guys next week at Bloomers Live.
Bye.
Mwah.
Thank you. Thank you, Gerrard.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gerrard.
Well, I said Filipino Food Fridays where, that's easy.